What's up, YouTube? This is your boy Nick here, and today I reveal my predictions for WWE Hell in a Cell, Raw's exclusive pay-per-view presented by WWE 2K17, available now in stores everywhere, and also presented by, and also we would like to send out a special thanks to Airborne for Breaking Out of Hell, the official Hell in a Cell theme song off the album Breaking Out of Hell, available now on iTunes and Spotify. Alright guys, now before we get started, for those of you who don't know what Hell in a Cell is, allow me to explain the rules. The rules are quite simple. There really are no rules. Falls count anywhere, anything goes. The only way to win is by pinfall or submission. It alters careers and it alters lives. So that's pretty much what Hell in a Cell is about. It basically just ruins one's career. As we've seen in the past, Hell in a Cell is one of the most dangerous matches in WWE history. And as we saw in the contract signing last night on Monday Night Raw, Mick Foley gave one of the most heartwarming speeches about Hell in a Cell he has ever given. So I applaud you, Mick Foley, for that heartwarming speech to Sasha Banks and Charlotte. Alright guys, we are going to kick things off with a tag team match between Enzo and Cass and Gallows and Anderson. Now a couple of weeks ago on Raw, Gallows and Anderson had said, and I quote, that the fun and games are over. And of course, Enzo and Cass, they always like to have fun. So on Raw over the last couple of weeks, Enzo and Cass have defeated the Club, Anderson and Gallows, in a series of one-on-one matches. And in my mind, I think it'll all culminate this Sunday at Hell in a Cell. If I had to guess, I'm gonna have to say Enzo and Cass, because Enzo and Cass have been on a huge winning streak. Gallows and Anderson have been on the losing end of a career, if you will. So I'm going with Enzo and Cass. Alright guys, we now move on to the Cruiserweight division as TJ Perkins defends the Cruiserweight Championship against Brian Kendrick. Now, as I said before, this is like a long-awaited match, as Brian Kendrick pointed out a while back, he was the one that took TJ Perkins from the ground up. From TJ Perkins being, from whether it's being on the independent circuit, being a part of the Cruiserweight Classic over the summer, or being a part of another corporation as another person. It doesn't matter. TJ Perkins was taught by Brian Kendrick, in which Brian Kendrick was taught by Shawn Michaels. So this is like, for Brian Kendrick, this is like a do or die situation for Brian Kendrick, because he left in 2009 because he thought that he wasn't good enough to be in a major company like WWE. He came back as part of the Cruiserweight Classic. We thought we would never see him again, because he was probably one of the most forgetful superstars in history. But seeing him back, but Brian Kendrick coming back to Monday Night Raw made him realize that, you know what, I need to win this. So last night on Raw, Brian Kendrick had said to TJ Perkins that he needed this win for his family and kids. You know what? I give Kendrick all the credit for that. I give him credit. He's competing in the ring for his family. I can respect that. But the one thing I don't respect about Brian Kendrick is his ego. Everyone has ego, but Brian Kendrick's, I just don't like it. So for this match, I'm going with T.J. Perkins, only because as I said, Brian Kendrick's ego will be his only downfall this Sunday. Alright guys, now we move on to the Raw Tag Team division, as the New Day will be defending the Raw Tag Team titles against Sheamus and Cesaro. Yes, I said it, Sheamus and Cesaro. Honestly, this is gonna be one of the most oddly tag team matches I've ever seen. But if I had to guess, I'm gonna have to say the New Day, only because they're on a roll. I mean, holding the tag team titles for over 220 days is impressive. But what will be impressive is if the New Day can beat Sheamus and Cesaro and keep the tag team titles for longer than 478 days. If they can do that, I can guarantee that the New Day in the future will become members of the WWE Hall of Fame someday, no doubt. So for this, I'm going with the New Day. Alright guys, now we move on to the first of 3 Hell in a Cell matches as part of the hashtag triple main event. The first one will be for the Universal Championship, as Kevin Owens will be defending the title inside Hell in a Cell against Seth Rollins. Now this whole thing began at SummerSlam, where Finn Balor won the Universal title from Seth Rollins at SummerSlam. The next night on Raw, Finn Balor had to relinquish the title due to injury. So that led to a series of one-on-one matches that involved Big Cass, Kevin Owens, Jericho, Rollins, Roman Reigns, Rusev, and Sami Zayn, among others. The remaining 4 superstars that made it to the main event for the vacated Universal title were Rollins, Big Cass, Owens, and Roman Reigns. Stephanie and Mick Foley had announced that it would be under elimination style rules. So first Big Cass got eliminated, then Roman Reigns at the hands of Triple H, and then Seth Rollins got eliminated by Triple H. So now Kevin Owens is the Universal Champion. And at Clash of Champions, my mistake, Clash of Champions, Kevin Owens defeated Seth Rollins with the help of Jericho. And so now we have Hell in a Cell. And this rivalry between Seth Rollins and Kevin Owens will culminate. I'm gonna have to go with Seth Rollins on this one, because he knows what it's like to be inside Hell in a Cell. You know, he defeated Dean Ambrose a couple of years ago inside Hell in a Cell. So, and Kevin Owens, he's never been inside Hell in a Cell. He's been in steel cage matches, ladder matches, Money in the Bank ladder matches, WrestleMania ladder matches. He's been through almost every match except Hell in a Cell. Hell in a Cell is pretty much the one match where you need to win in order to further your career. You know? But for this one, I'm going with Seth Rollins, because I think that if Seth Rollins can use his experience inside Hell in a Cell to his advantage, I think that he might have a chance. But Hell in a Cell comes with a powerful gift as well as a powerful curse. The gift is that you have experience. Yes, you can use that to your advantage. But the curse is that that experience can be used against you. Alright guys, now we move on to the United States Championship, as Roman Reigns will defend the United States Championship against Rusev, and this match will culminate this Sunday at Hell in a Cell. Now, as I mentioned earlier, Hell in a Cell is the one match where a rivalry will end completely. Um, Rusev has never been inside Hell in a Cell. But I think that having a caged animal like Rusev, I think that's gonna be a bad thing for Roman Reigns. But Roman Reigns knows what it's like to be inside Hell in a Cell. He defeated Bray Wyatt last year inside Hell in a Cell. And Roman Reigns, I gotta give credit where credit is due. The only reason why Roman Reigns is doing this Hell in a Cell match for the United States title against Rusev is because he's is because much like Kalisto, Del Rio, Dean Ambrose, Eddie Guerrero, John Cena, among others, Roman Reigns is holding the title to signify that he is a true American. That him winning the United States title puts him in the hall of the best United States champions ever. Rusev, on the other hand, I don't think Rusev knows what it's like to be a true American hero. Not that I have anything against Russia. I have nothing against Russia. I myself have a couple of Russian friends, But Rusev in particular, a true American hero, would never run away from a fight. So in this situation, I'm going with Roman Reigns on this one because Roman Reigns is a true American. Rusev, no. I just don't think that Rusev has what it takes to win Hell in a Cell. Alright guys, now we move on to our main event. Now this is the first time ever we've seen women in ladder matches. We've seen women in bra and panties matches. No disqualification, extreme rules, steel cage matches. But never in WWE history have we ever seen women inside Hell in a Cell. For our main event, we move on to the women's division as Sasha Banks will be defending the Raw Women's Championship against Charlotte inside Hell in a Cell. Now, last night on Raw, there was a contract signing where Mick Foley mentioned that Charlotte and Sasha Banks don't know what it's like to be inside Hell in a Cell. Mick Foley has. He's been in 4 Hell in a Cell matches. One of them, he was the special guest referee for. The other 3, he actually competed in. Being in Hell in a Cell for Mick Foley altered his career. It took literally his entire career. After being in 3 Hell in a Cell matches, well actually technically it's 5, but like 4 or 5 anyway, but still for Mick Foley to be inside Hell in a Cell, it altered his career. Look at what happened in 1998, King of the Ring, where The Undertaker threw him from the top of the cell onto the announce table. Look at Shawn Michaels. Look at all these superstars who have competed inside Hell in a Cell and their careers changed. And for Sasha Banks and Charlotte to be inside Hell in a Cell, honestly, I don't think they know what they're getting themselves into. I mean, look at the superstars whose careers changed forever. Shawn Michaels, Mick Foley, Triple H, Chris Jericho, The Undertaker, The Rock, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Rikishi, John Cena, Randy Orton, Batista, Edge, Kevin Nash, who else? Roman Reigns, Bray Wyatt, Kane, Brock Lesnar, Seth Rollins, Sheamus. Seeing all, and the list can go on and on. But those superstars changed, their careers changed forever. And for Sasha Banks and Charlotte to be inside Hell in a Cell, if I had one thing to say to Sasha Banks and Charlotte face to face, I would tell them, good luck, you're gonna need it, because Hell in a Cell, hell waits for no man or woman. So this rivalry is based off of jealousy, respect, and the women's championship. Sasha Banks and Charlotte were a part of the 4 horsewomen of NXT alongside Bayley and SmackDown Women's Champion Becky Lynch. They traveled the world together. Out of all 4, Sasha, Charlotte, and Becky Lynch were the only 3 that made it from NXT to the main roster. Yet, those 3 women were part of the Divas Revolution, which then turned into the Women's Evolution at WrestleMania. Those 3 women changed WrestleMania for life. Especially with the women, with the Raw women's title on the line, they changed it for life. And this rivalry between Charlotte and Sasha Banks has been so heated that I think that this Sunday the rivalry will culminate forever. If I had to go with who I want to win this Sunday, I'm gonna have to go with Sasha Banks on this one, because Sasha Banks has the legacy of Eddie Guerrero. Seeing Eddie Guerrero inside a steel cage, a ladder match, Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, title matches. Sasha Banks had seen those matches with Eddie Guerrero, and she said, you know what, this is what I want to be, this is what I want to do. And she is now the Raw Women's Champion. Charlotte, the only reason why Charlotte is in WWE is because of Ric Flair. It's because she's comes from a family of athletes. And she may be genetically superior, but genetics doesn't cut it. You have to have skill, speed, agility, and power to win Hell in a Cell. Now, I've seen over 20, I've seen over 10 Hell in a Cell matches in my life. And never in my entire life have I ever seen women inside Hell in a Cell. Never have I ever seen a rivalry this heated culminate inside Hell in a Cell. And for Sasha Banks and Charlotte to be inside Hell in a Cell is a huge honor. It's the first time ever. This match will go down in history as the greatest Hell in a Cell match in the women's division. And for Sasha Banks to be in her hometown of Boston gives her the home field advantage. But I know for a fact that there's gonna be at least one person in the audience that's gonna have a sign that says, if Charlotte wins, we riot. So I'm going with Sasha Banks on this one. Alright, well that is it for the Hell in a Cell predictions. If you enjoyed this video, please post comment below, like and subscribe for more, and be sure to follow me on Twitter for everything WWE and everything Yu-Gi-Oh! At WWE_Minister for rumors, match card updates, news, and more. And also at Yu-Gi-Oh! Player 96 for future openings, deck profiles, binder updates, and more. I'll put links in the description below so you can check me out. And don't forget to subscribe to the WWE Network now, because if you do, you will get the you will get the rest of October and all of November for free, including Hell in a Cell this Sunday, and also the 30th annual Survivor Series, which will be on Sunday, November 20th on the WWE Network. Also, don't forget, in the next couple of weeks, I will be doing a tin opening or a structure deck opening. I'm not so sure. I will be posting that on Twitter, so stay tuned for that. On that, this is your boy Nick here, signing off.